Hello everyone, good evening and welcome to another edition of the Malika Ramsey Show. I am Malika Ramsey McPherson and I trust that you all had a great week. We're happy to be back in your homes again this Friday for another relaxing evening, another evening of talk and exposing great things and great people, well I should say a great person on our program. Again, thank you very much for inviting us into your homes, and I trust that you're doing well and everyone is staying safe. I know you've gotten accustomed to me doing the program adorned in my mask. I'll be wearing it on the other side of our first break. As you know, when we have persons in studio, we try to ensure that each of us stays safe. So I want to use this opportunity to remind you about the importance of staying safe during the what seems to be an ongoing continuous pandemic. Remember, whether you're vaccinated or not, you need to, it's a must to observe all of the protocols. That includes washing your hands often, sanitizing regularly, or not just you sanitizing you, but sanitizing your area, and of course wearing your face mask and observing the usual, what we have grown accustomed to now as physical distancing. We'll take a quick break. On the other side of the break, we will be talking about Haitians living in Guyana. So it certainly promised to be an exciting conversation this evening. Stay tuned. And we're back. Thanks for staying with us. If you're now joining us, this is the Malika Ramsey Show. Of course, I did say before we took the break that we'll be talking about Haitians living in Guyana. It's an exciting conversation. I find anything that is different, or anyone that's different from Guyanese culture, I always find them interesting and exciting. So it is my pleasure to welcome to our show. He is the leader of the Haitian Migrant Support Group. Some of you who are often on social media, especially Facebook, you may know him from Facebook. His first name is Sondy. The reason I said his first name is Sondy is because he was trying to teach me French outside earlier. So his first name is Sondy. If we're going to pronounce it in Guyana, the last name it's Ceran. We would say Sondy Saron. However, he taught me a little bit of French, so his last name is really Ceran. So it's Sondy Ceran. Sondy, did I get it right?
You get it right.
Welcome to our program, and thank you so very much for being here.
I really appreciate it. It's an honor, you know.
All right.
When you're on the Malika show, you mean like Malika? Oh my God, one of the biggest.
Sunday I have to walk out of here, so if you continue, my head is going to swell so big.
No, but for me, it's a big name, so it's an honor, you know.
All right, it's an honor having you on also, because like I said, every time I talk about different cultures and different people and people from different nations, I get excited because again, it's a learning experience.
Correct.
Now you are let me get it correct. You're the leader of the Haitian Migrant Support Group living here in Guyana.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Tell me about your work and tell the viewers about your work.
Well, we established here in Guyana since 2017, right? Haitians started to come in Guyana back in 2015 when I came in. You know, even
you
when
came here in 2015.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Even in 2014, Haitians were still coming here, but passing through, right? Because of the language, we French and Guyana is English, and the language barrier caused them to fly to Brazil, to Suriname, to get to French Guyana. So when I came in 2015, then I realized there's a big problem by Haitian passing, being in jail and everything. So I say, you know what, let me call on some Guyanese friends and Haitians as well, and then we set up this migrant support group. So we would go places, we will let's say Haitians and problem in Berbice usually happen because they're going to Suriname, Berbice in Guyana is just like take a backtrack and go. So when they get caught up there and they have problems, so we would usually go up there and trying to assist with the police and translation and everything, and if there's any court action to be taken, we will make sure that we get lawyers to do whatever they have to until they are free. So pretty much that's what we've been doing since then.
All right, you talked about the difficulty in terms of the language barrier.
In terms of the language barrier.
When you said you came here in 2015, were you able to speak any English at all when you first came here?
I did, yeah. I because in Haiti we taught English at school, right? In high school, I think 7 years from 1 to 7, you are being taught English and French and Spanish as well. So when I came here, I learned a little bit of English, not that much to say that I can really speak. And when I came here again, there was a big problem for me, which is the Creolese. Right, so when you go different places, there are different Creolese, and like the back doors open, it's kind of
you understand what that means, though?
No. At that time, no, I know my Creolese now. No, man, don't do me though.
Good, perfect.
I know my Creolese now, but back then it was, oh God, when you heard them speaking like, "Bye, come here, bye," you're like, "Bye." What is bye? Because in Haiti, you were taught bye is like. You're buying in the market and everything. Now you can't.
English, the actual English buy.
So you now here like, "Bye, come here, hey, bye, I got something for tell you, bye, hey."
How long it took you to get that? The actual
6 months.
6 months. Oh, perfect.
I love it, and I left Georgetown and go till Anse Grove to live. Where exactly the Creole's been speaking all day, all night.
You probably speak Creolese better than I do.
I'm telling you.
Shame.
Yeah, so I went there and I said, you know what, I'm gonna live there, rent a room, and then later on I get people. They say, you don't have to rent, just come and live by me. Just like Ghanaians are very good people.
You're pretty adventurous.
Oh yeah.
Coming out of your culture into another culture, exposing yourself.
As like much as you love it, you go for it. And I've been all the 10 region, and just enjoy Guyana.
Wonderful. Not that we're not happy to have you and to have a personality like yours, because you've become one of us now. I mean, from the things that I've seen. But I must ask you this question: why did you leave Haiti?
Oh well, everybody leave Haiti because of hard times. Everybody. There's no shame about it. You actually born in a country where, like, I spent 22 years of my life without knowing what is electricity about. So there's no light, right? And when you, like in Guyana, if you have a blackout, right, and everybody go on Facebook and say, why are paying GPL, right? I wish in my country we could have done that. I mean, in Guyana, you have like blackout for like 2 hours, and it's already a big problem.
And that does nothing for you.
And I spent 22 years with blackout. Plus, you have done that, but that was not the reason we leave. The reason Haitians leave in Haiti is because of this insecurity, right? Your parents send you to school, they worry in, will you be back home? Yeah, because you can be kidnapped. Yeah, and my dad is a pastor, and my mom also is a teacher, and then they have like a small store where they sell, grocery and everything. So people will think you have money, and then you might go out and not coming back home. Yeah, you've been kidnapped. So because of those insecurity, people are dying and every day and every day and every day. So for parents, whenever you finish with school, the very first thing that came to mind is that get out. Go to somewhere else.
That is really like a part of the culture.
Not really a culture. I think it's this situation pushed them to do this, and it's looked like an investment as well. So if your parents, like, I would say, spend $3,000 to send you out, they expect that investment will come back, because when you get to where you're going, you will be actually working and send back money. So it's actually,
okay, that has become a way of life. My next question, it may be going into the realm of politics. That really is what you have explained. I mean, no country is new to problems. We're nobody's stranger to problems. But what you just explained is interesting. Based on what you have done in terms of research and actually living in Haiti, even before leaving Haiti, how do Haitian leaders feel about there are people having to leave, and not only having to leave because you must be living under a rock if you don't know that Haitians really and truly are mistreated in so many parts of the world, all across the globe. How do they feel about Haitians being mistreated? And is there anything that you as a young person coming into the realm and so on, is there anything that can be done, or do you feel that they have done enough to protect Haitians not only in Haiti but across the globe?
First of all, Haitians leaders don't care. That's first thing. They don't care you live, they don't care you die. The only thing they care about is how fancy they live, how much beautiful cars they have, beautiful house they have in the United States and Switzerland. That's what matters. You live, like, okay, right now there's a trend. Haitians leaving Haiti to go to United States walking by foot, right? So they will leave Haiti, maybe come to Guyana, from Guyana to Brazil, right? From Brazil to Panama, from Panama, Mexico, Texas. And I'm telling you that Haitians are walking, not taking bus, walking, like spending like 3 months, 4 months walking.
So it's like walk and rest.
Yeah, walk and rest, night and days, and the government know about that. They don't do nothing about it. So back then nobody cared about anybody. So everybody, like the leaders would be more, find it very threatening if you're actually trying to get the wealth away from them.
From them, okay.
But other than that, you could do whatever you want. Nobody care about you.
Do you see that? I keep saying culture, but do you see that changing any time in the near future? Let's say maybe in the next 5 years, and maybe in the next decade. Let's go to a decade.
Let me be honest with you. I don't because
even with a younger crop of leaders, maybe.
But you cannot have any leader right now because in Haiti it's different than Guyana. Right now, the leading party right now is gangsters. So gangsters tell you who to put in power. Gangsters tell you what to do. If you don't do, like right now as I'm speaking to you, they kidnapped 17 American missionaries who went to Haiti to do maybe church things, and they kidnapped them. So they're asking now $17 million to release them. So, and you imagine even the FBI cannot do nothing about that. And you know, FBI is actually Federal Bureau of Investigation, and they are like the top of the world.
So
and
really,
they can do nothing
it
about
really is a different political issue.
I mean,
it's not
way
like
different.
putting younger people.
Okay, you cannot do nothing about it.
Okay.
You cannot. It's either you want to be the president of Haiti, then you know for sure you're going to do a job that somebody wants you to do. It's not like you're going to be, okay, I'm the president, I must make sure that everybody's secure. There's nothing like that.
Before we take a break, before you have to go to a break, do you ever see yourself listening to you because you know the problems?
Yeah.
You probably know some of the solutions. Do you
Sure.
ever see yourself becoming, I'm not going to put Guyana on you as yet because we all know what happens in Guyana. Guyana's political life, political situation. Even though I promised to not say much about that. But do you ever see yourself becoming a politician who can actually enforce things and bring change if you have a group of young people like yourself who may have the same or similar interests?
I always see myself as one person who will stand up and make a change in my country. But the way I see it, right, it's actually changing your own environment as well.
Okay.
So when I tell my friends what I intend to do, I will involve in politics in Haiti because I know exactly how to change the problem. Because if you want to change Haiti, you need to change first where you came from. So your city. So I believe attacking my city, changing things in my city, make my city look good, other cities will be attracted to it, and then that can be flow.
Okay.
Because even if I'm living here in Guyana and I go on Facebook, talk about where I grew up as a Haitian and showing the development over there, and you see people from other cities will be like, how can we do that in our country? So the problem is not the people want the change, but somebody hold it from them. So somebody don't want the country to be changed. So if we can be able to actually influence others all the time, there will be a change.
All right, great. Viewers, we have to take a quick break. On the other side of the break, we will be chatting more away to Sondy. Stay with the Malika Ramsey Show. thanks for staying with us. And we're here if you're now joining. Of course, this is the Malika Ramsey Show. We want to thank you for always tuning in. Those of you who've already missed the first part of our conversation, remember our program will be posted to my YouTube channel and subsequently my Facebook page. And of course, you can also catch it on the guest's Facebook page, who is Sondy Ceran. Yes, I'm feeling so proud of myself. I'm getting one word of French tonight, and I'm feeling like like a scholar, the most brilliant person
Wow.
in the world. I'm very proud of myself. Yes, we're here chatting with leader of the Haitian Migrant Support Group, Sondy Ceran. But the thing is, I'm proud of this young man because he's much more than that. Of course, listening to him, for those of you who've heard the conversation thus far, you understand that he's much more than, just a group leader looking after persons from his own country. Sondy, before we talk about some other things that you're doing, let's talk a bit about similarities in culture and maybe way of life between Guyanese and Haitians that you would have picked up since you've been living here, since you've become one of us.
Yeah. Well, in culture, I think we are very close.
Okay.
Right? We both enjoy carnival. When it's carnival, everybody crazy in Guyana. The same thing in my country. And we both enjoy Christmas, but Guyana more. Oh God.
Okay.
Oh God. Oh God. When it's Christmas, I don't even want to go to like Regent Street.
Yeah. Don't worry. Us living here for how
Oh
many years,
my
don't
goodness.
like it
Yeah,
either.
so excited. Wow. But we do as well in Haiti, but not like y'all. In terms of the food, Guyana food is different. And when Haitians come here, it's hard for them to catch up with the food, but I start eating from the airport when I came. And I start with the pepper pot first, and I go on to curry and Korean puri and roti and everything. So,
What Haitians, whether it be a national dish or a traditional dish, like pepper pot is our Christmas thing, traditional thing. What is it for Haiti?
It's actually a cook-up, but our cook-up is more dry than your cook-up. And we do fry fish or we do vegetable, but it's actually, balange. You guys call it balange here? You take the balange, you mash it up, and then you with chicken and then with rice, you eat it, right?
Yeah.
So what we do now, this balange, we put more vegetables in it, like callaloo, carrot.
And what is that
So
called?
much. That called legume. Right?
The entire meal is called legume?
No, not the entire meal, but this particular mashup thing called legume, and we will do that with maybe cook-up, or you might do a plain rice, just like you do in Guyana. And there's something we do in Haiti, we call it sauce pois, or purée de pois, and we actually put it, it's actually a dal, as you have dal in Guyana. So yeah, pretty much that.
Sondy, can you of yourself make any of this? And I should,
I'm a very
tell you,
great
Sondy
chef.
has his wife sitting here, so
Yeah.
maybe I should have brought her on and asked her. She would be honest with me.
No, I'm a great chef.
You're
When
a
my
great
wife not feeling well, or when I am in my mood, I just want to eat what I cook. I cook, yeah.
You cook.
And oh my God, you should eat what I cook. So
I
amazing.
can take you up and down.
Oh. Well, so in terms of similarity in culture, we all love reggae music. We don't really have soca in Haiti. We have compa. So yeah, pretty much like we live along. We have the same problems into politics when it comes to politics. Some of the problem you have here, I have it on my country, and so there's a very good similarity. And then most of the Haitians are black, right? Afro Haitians, and we don't really have too much of white person or Indian. We don't have Indian at all.
You don't have,
We only have few white person, and then we call them mulat.
Okay.
And
But, so that means you, in your country, there's not a race issue. I mean, some people in Guyana
They're
hide
racist.
from it. We have a race issue here.
Yeah. But in my country, racism is not that much as it is in Guyana.
Okay, all right.
So the racists live up the hill.
So it's actually, they're actually identify themselves.
They identify themselves as white men on the land. They have all the money. And I can say that on TV because I've been saying it all the time. Even in my interview with CNN, I said the same thing because I know they can't do me nothing. What they do, they distance themselves.
Okay.
They live up the hill. And another thing is they most beautiful cars and they have all the business.
Oh,
If you black, you open a business, next morning they take it from you. Yeah,
It's,
they're terrible.
That's a terrible way to live. All right.
No black have business over there. Only white men. And if you black you up in a business, you are successful. Matter of fact, there's no successful businessman in Haiti who are black. No, that cannot be.
Hard way to live. I hope with time the world changes. When you think you're alone, you're struggling with it. I hope it.
This is what they're doing. This is what they're doing.
Contributions of Haitians to Guyana, because Guyanese have embraced. Guyanese were very hospitable and we embrace
Very
people
much,
from
yeah.
every yes, and
Yeah.
you can attest. to
Yeah,
that.
I can.
Let's talk about how you believe that Haitians have or will or can contribute to continuing the development of Guyana. Because come on, we're still part of the developing world. We're not yet developed.
Should I be honest?
Yeah.
Because
I love that.
I don't want to put your show on problem, but if I have to be very much honest.
Yeah, you have to be honest, but you also have to be very careful. So remember, watch words like allegedly and respect and so on.
Malika, Haitian will never be part of Guyana development.
Why?
Because you have a country. Should I be honest, right?
Go ahead.
All right, let me break it down so you can understand. Guyana is about like maybe 900,000 people, right, or 800, right? Guyana is actually 10 times bigger than my country, Haiti, right? Guyana is very, very big. Guyana is richer than my country. Guyana also have natural resources that every Guyanese can be rich. But the problem, your racism in this country is too high, and it keeps every person of color low down in the valley when others are succeeding, going up in life. Now, when I say Haitians will never be able to contribute to the development of this country, it is because we are black.
Okay.
And even if you're looking at the elections in Guyana, you see when election, Guyanese are all over together. When it's come to election, you know what? Take your limit.
There's a segregation.
There's a segregation. Even in the schooling system, there's a segregation. So, the problems start from when you're looking at the country and the percentage of people living in
And
the
basically
races.
what Haiti came and met. What the Haitians, not Haiti, what the Haitians came
Correct.
and met.
Now, if you're looking at this this table of race in Guyana, you will see they're less black than Indians.
Okay.
And politically, they want to keep it like that all the time. Why do I say that? Because if you're looking at Guyana, there's something called manifesto when you're campaigning to become any leader for any political office, right? You know about your manifesto, you know about your promises to the people and everything. Guyanese don't vote on your manifesto. You feel me? They vote based on race. Okay, you know what? I'm Indian. I'm going to support my Indian government. I am black. I'm going to support my black government. So what happened now? The black government has less supporters because there's less black in the country. Now, Haitians coming here, if you remember, I taken you back into 2017, when we started to come here in numbers, what was they saying? They said we're here to vote. Because they do not want us to be here as people of color, because they believe if we come here, we become a very large group of people. They cannot keep this country down anymore, because there's more black. So I told you first if I should be honest.
I got you. No. The honesty is appreciated. The fact is, and I just like to remind the viewers that yes, he's being frank.
Yeah.
He is being honest. Not some of you. This is it. Everyone is not going to agree. Many of you may not agree with him. Many of you may agree with him.
Yeah.
He is speaking what he lived, what he saw, what he experienced. I myself, for those of you who know me, would have had and still continue to have my own story. So I asked him to be frank, and he was indeed frank.
Yep.
Sondy, before I wrap up, and I will have to bring you back, before I wrap up my conversation with you though, I have one other quick question, and this is part of your development and your growth, and you know, in a sense, further cementing yourself into Guyanese culture and Guyanese life and Guyanese household. It's about something called the Youth Tribunal. In just about 1 minute, tell me what the Youth Tribunal is about.
I have 1 minute to tell you straight. Let me go straight.
I might give you a number.
Youth Tribunal is what happened in Guyana. I want to bring the young people, because I feel there's a neglect when it's come to young people in Guyana. So this is why, as far as I'm concerned, nobody is bringing the youth into a table. And I believe young people should have a seat on the table and to tell you what they want. Because you have a country like Guyana whereby for so many years we've been having same people in politics all the time. So what about the young people? They're fed up. They don't want to see the same regime all the time. So I believe we should bring every young person to the table, give them a seat, let them tell their stories, let them say their truth. So Youth Tribunal is actually a program I have on Facebook, whereby I call on young people to come forward and speak your story. You know, whether it's on mental illness, which is another big problem in Guyana. Whether it's on politics, education, whatever it is, let's talk. As young people, we have to talk and then see if our voice counts.
And this is different from the Sondy Saron show?
It is very much different. Sondy Saron show is actually where I invite politicians to come. I invite anybody. We talk about music and anything. But Youth Tribunal is exactly the cause of the young people.
And let me just clarify, despite your belief about Guyana's situation when it comes to race and politics, you don't have a closed door policy on any particular political party. You're open, you're across the board.
No, if you want to change it, you have to talk to them.
Okay.
Communication is key, because what's going on right now, if you have to change it, communication is the first step to take.
Okay.
Because if you say, okay, I'm not going to talk to you, how am I going to know what you think, what you're planning? We have to talk.
All right.
Only by talking we can get there.
Unfortunately, we're going to have to leave our conversation there. Sondy,
I hope you're back.
Yes, you will be back.
I love it.
We'll take a quick break. On the other side of the break, we'll have tonight's final word, and that will be it for our program this evening. Stay tuned. And now it's time for tonight's final word. I want to talk for just a minute or two about prayer tonight. Remember to always pray for someone. Don't only pray for yourself, because most of us are still surviving because someone prayed for us, whether it be our parents or grandparents or friends, other families and friends. Always remember to pray for someone. And when you pray for someone, let them know that you are praying for them, or you did pray for them, or you plan to pray for them. It gives them a sense of comfort. I had an experience earlier this week, and when someone said, okay, they'll pray for me, or I said, okay, I will pray for you, and I said to someone, look, I'll remember you in prayer, and I think it meant the world to her. So I thought it necessary, especially to people who, who actually pray. For those of you who don't pray because you either don't get the time or sometimes you forget God, unfortunately, yes, we do. We get caught up with life and we forget that He is responsible for us being here, especially practicing Christians. I just want to remind you to pray more. But the takeaway from tonight's final word is pray for others. Pray for people and let them know that you are praying for them. It brings and it gives the world of comfort. And that's it for tonight's show. I want to thank very much Mr. Sondy Ceran. Yes, I got that French thing there. Sondy Ceran. In Guyanese terms, we would say Sondy Ceran, for coming on the Malika Ramsey show, for coming and sharing with us, for coming and being frank. He's a young man who I'm very, very proud of, and you should follow him when you get the chance. And there's the Sondy Saron show. He talked about the Youth Tribunal that's coming up, and as you know, I introduced him to you as leader of the Haitian Migrant support group. So it's a young man. You should listen to what he has to say. You don't always have to agree with him, but he has a lot to say. And again, we're talking about pushing youth forward and letting them have a part of this big cake. So you should try, for those of you who are on social media, follow him and get some information from him and so on. And again, take what you can, take what you want, and leave the rest. Unfortunately, that's all the time I have with you this evening. Thank you very much to those who support in the background, those who support in the forefront, and of course, thank you to our very few sponsors. Remember, if you want to be, if you would like to sponsor our program, send an email to the Malika Ramsey Show, the Malika Ramsey .show@gmail.com. And of course, if you know someone who would make an interesting guest, also send an email there. It has been a pleasure being in your homes this evening, and I look forward to being here with you again next Friday. I am Malika Ramsey McPherson. Thanks for watching.